starting to rise then. Red lights go on. Out they go, and a pretty even start between all of the top 6 or 8 drivers, it would seem to me, as they head down towards Hatchett's Hairpin for the first time then. It is West in the advantage, but it's the 99 car of Ryan Garrett that's level pegging with him. Roy Senard's there as well in the number 84 machine with the Dayglow roll cage. They're making their way through Hatchet. It looks like they've all managed to get safely through, not entirely without drama. And it's West then that has the lead, Josh, as they head through to Benny for the first time.
Yeah, it was almost a bit circumspect right at the front, wasn't it? They were one by one for a few of them, which made life easier on lap 1. I don't expect it will continue that way throughout this race, but it is Martin West that leads the way then, the champion. Martin West, but he has Ryan Garrett behind him, then Rousenars and Clark and Parker, who was quickest in qualifying yesterday. And there's a collision, there's a car that's gone off stage right.
Ooh,
there's a couple of, 18 was the one that comes.
That's Nick Garrett.
Yeah, he come barreling up the inside of the car that is out of the race, I think.
Is that the 9 car of William Wright, possibly? We'll try and get confirmation on that in a moment. Leaders continue over the line, and it is the 31 car, in fact, which is Glyn Griffiths, I'm afraid. Leaders are already heading down to Hatchett's Hairpin once again, though, and I can tell you it looks like Paul Clark is up into 2nd place down at Hatchett's Hairpin. Who is in the lead at the moment? I think it is still Martin West that is there in the lead. There's Clark in 2nd place, and then Colin Roystenars overlapping in 3rd place. So back through to Benny again, but they're going to have yellow flag to contend with, I think, once they get to Brooklands.
From the back, Dan Garrett and Craig Land got to 14th and 15th, but not quite the perhaps not quite as much progress as you might have wondered. There are the yellow flags, you can see. So therefore everybody has to slow down, get their car fully under control, and hopefully everyone will achieve that. And is safety car coming out, everyone?
Yeah, must be, because red flag in fact has gone out. Race being stopped in the championship in previous seasons as well. Race gets back underway then, and it's a good start from pole position for Martin West this time, as it's Ryan Garrett slotting in behind him in the number 99 car in 2nd place. The 84 car of Carl Rousenars is there in 3rd position. Who's that? That's the 38 car. That's Rob Hardy. He's getting well stuck in the XE and Alley car, and he's making his way through Hatchett's Hairpin for the first time. There's one of the TSR cars we were talking about. That's the Thor Tuller car, number 90.
And right in front of him was Craig Land. Craig Land has already made very good progress there for, although saying that, higher up the order is Dan Garrett, so he's made even more progress on this 2nd start. So this will be a shortened restart, I'm sure, for the Locost Championship. There's Cole Rousenard chasing Ryan Garrett for what is 2nd, and behind them is the really quick start in Rob Hardy. He's up there in 4th position. Such was his start there. So they make their way round the circuit, but Martin West has gone. He's pulled away from everybody else. For 2nd, Cole Rousenard has slipstreamed his way up ahead of Ryan Garrett. Behind there, Rob Hardy may lose a place now because Paul Clark is on his inside line and goes ahead.
Does indeed. It's a good lead for Martin West, though, at the end of the first lap of the race. He's really stormed off into the distance. We'll get an update on what the gap is in a minute, but there we can see Ryan Garrett and Carl Rousenar's level pegging, really, for 2nd into Hatchett's Hairpin. 1.3 seconds was the gap for Martin West. Scrabbling for position further back, you can see Rob Apsey, Tom Parker in the 79 car. That's them in 7th and 8th position, but there's the race leader, number 94. That's Martin West, and he does still have a good lead over those two who did themselves no favours with battling for 2nd and 3rd.
There were some interesting interpretations where the race circuit was through Hatchett's on that occasion, a bit further down the order. But anyway, there's Rousenard in 2nd, as you say, a little way behind Martin West. But there's a real battle going on for 2nd. Well, Martin West come through from 11th, didn't he? So this is easy from pole position.
Yeah, exactly.
No problem at all. So here's Rousenard then ahead of Ryan Garrett, but Garrett's in the tow, so he should have a good go at this, up in towards Honda Curve. But no, he sits in behind. I wonder if this was race 2, whether that move would have been done. But after some of the things that were going on in that earlier race, the So far, we haven't seen the aggressive moves, but perhaps they're yet to come. Round the outside goes Garrett, and he just gets second here.
He does indeed. Martin West getting the best up of the race, a 1:10.98. We did a 1:9.98 in the first race. That was Tom Pockle, the first race of the day. That's the Rob Hardy car. He's got the 69 of Todd Boucher behind him. That's 5th and 6th.
Dan Garrett's in the top 10.
Craig Lamb 13th, isn't he, as well?
Right, okay, so they're starting to progress. With somebody off the road there? Not sure. For second, Roussillard is trying to fight back now after Ryan Garrett passed him at the start of the lap, up in towards Hatchett's. This is lap 3 then. And well, they're 1.5 seconds behind the leader, who can now run his own lines, hasn't got to worry about what is going on behind. There was a car that went off. And is that Craig Land?
It might be, you know. It could well be Craig Land that has gone off. It looks a bit Craig Land-like. You can see him getting out of the car there at Spitfires, and so that will be... Yes, it is. It is Craig Land, and that brings his sort of Pembrey weekend to a stuttering halt, doesn't it? The man that was dominating before this weekend has not had a very good weekend at all.
I think he's got the interviewer's curse. We spoke to him on Friday, which you saw in the lunch break, and he spoke about how good the reliability's been in his car.
Safety car's coming out. Safety car is coming out. It's going to pick up the leader at the exit of Spitfires. So number 94 still leading the race, Martin West. He sees the safety car and they're all going to queue up behind.
And that 2-second lead he had is gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Craig Land, I think he might learn not to talk up reliability of cars going forward when being filmed, because it's gone terribly wrong today for him. It's a disastrous day in his championship campaign.
Daniel Garrett in the best lap of the race at 1:10.54, up inside the top 10. We've had 3 laps of this race. Now we don't know exactly how much time there is to go, because it was a restarted race, so probably less than the original 15 minutes. And we are probably 4 minutes or so into this race already, so it's going to be a question of how quickly that Craig Land car, which I presume is the reason for this, can be recovered. Already I can see the Zurich vehicle heading out, and I imagine it will tow all right, so it shouldn't take a whole lot of time, because it is literally just across the circuit from the pit lane, so it shouldn't be much of a problem to get it back to a position of safety.
Yeah, he's the only car that didn't come through at the end of that lap, so that must be the cause for the safety car, as you say, to come out, and we shall see, as you say, how long we get to go after this. But yeah, you'd think it might be quite frenetic with very little time that will remain once the safety car comes in.
Yeah, but Carter's now, so they're going to have to do one more lap at least, aren't they? Behind the safety car. The Craig Land car is now, I think, attached to a tow rope, so that's boding well for a relatively quick recovery. Yep, it's now being towed. They're towing it across the circuit now. They're towing into the pit lane exit now, so really probably the safety car can speed up a little bit now, and we can have one more lap behind the safety car and then get back into a few more minutes of racing. So yeah, I think the safety car is now starting to accelerate a little bit because the circuit is clear again. So good work there by the Pembrey recovery staff to get that car cleared so quickly. From the outside of Spitfires, no messing around by the staff here at Pembrey. Many thanks to them, and many thanks, of course, to all of the marshals here this weekend as well at Pembrey. They endured a torrid day yesterday with such bad weather. Didn't envy them at all, having to be out there in the rain. But today it's still quite cool and fairly breezy, as you can see, but dry at least.
So we should, as you say, get going this time, and I wonder what Martin West's plan is here on the restart, how he's going to be able to get that break again. In the previous race it was pretty much impossible to do that, and now we're all bunched back up. It may be, again, pretty difficult for that to happen, but we shall see if Martin West can manage it, because he is probably the most experienced driver here at the front particularly, isn't he? Ryan Garrett's pretty new to this still. Cole Roussillard's been about for a few more seasons, as has Paul Clark, but certainly as the consistent front runner, Martin West here, Ian, is the most experienced driver in this category.
He is, so safety car lights are out and it's pulling in.
he caught the safety car almost too early there, but I think he just about timed it okay.
Yeah, he did indeed. So he's coming through Honda and gets the green flag to restart the race. He's made a decent fist of that restart, actually, with Ryan Garrett a few car lengths behind in second place. Royce Senard's there in third, Paul Clark fourth, but Todd Boucher it is on the outside line. Up into fifth place.
West has gone wide. He's lost the lead in. He outbraked himself after making a decent restart. Yeah. And Ryan Garrett has got himself ahead and into the lead of the race, as we're seeing here as they come into the frame. So a really silly mistake there, perhaps, from Martin West, outbraking himself after making a good gap. So Ryan Garrett is in front. West is second. Third is Roussenard. And fourth, as you said, Todd Boucher now ahead of Paul Clark. 5 for the lead.
Through the Senna S's and towards Brooklands hairpin they go then. So West with a little bit of work to do to try and get this victory back into his grasp. It will be an important victory for the championship as well, with Craig Land DNFing for the second time today, if he can do it. But Ryan Garrett's also had a pretty strong weekend, hasn't he? I think looking for his third visit to the podium this weekend. Certainly, can he cap it off with a win as well? That's the question. He's in the lead at the end of that lap. He probably won't be in the lead by the time they get to Hatchett's hairpin. West having a look up the inside. The door closed there. It's Royce Senard on the outside and Clark also on the outside, trying to go very deep into Hatchett's corner. They're 3 wide on the exit. Quite a lot of curb being used by some of them, but it's Royce Senard that's come through. He was third over the line. He leads at Hatchett's.
Yeah, he's perhaps not the person who you thought was going to go through. Now Martin West slices up the inside of Ryan Garrett to get second. Sounds like somebody may have not been on the tarmac there on our effects bikes here at Alpha Live. But anyway, the leaders come through. They're all still there, are they? It's Todd Boucher still in here. There's Paul Clark in 62. There's Roussenard. He leads. Second West. Third is Garrett. Yeah, I think we might have lost Todd Boucher there. DeBenny, perhaps. He's may have gone off the road. We'll catch up on that at the end of the lap. But for now, for the lead, West to the outside of Roussenard. They run level here up towards Honda Curve, but to go around the outside is difficult. But Martin West has made it, and he's gone through to the lead. A remarkable move, but now they've held them both up, and Ryan Garrett's got the run up towards the hairpin on this occasion, but he can't find space. West and Roussenard there come close to contact, but I think they might have avoided it. Anyway, it's West in front. Second is Garrett. Third is Roussenard. And for Todd Boucher, he's dropped all the way to 14th.
Yeah, absolutely right. Meanwhile, Daniel Garrett is in 8th position. He's about 2.6 seconds behind the car in front. He's got a bit of a gap to make up before he can get back on terms with the leading pack. We'll see if he can do it in what's left of this race, which is not going to be very much. Black and white driving standards flag going out to somebody whose number ends in a 9. Martin West has a bit of oversteer there, coming out of the Brooklands hairpin as he desperately tries to put the power down. And next up is Carter's Curve, the fast right-hander. 99, Ryan Garrett, the man with the driving standards flag, so that'll be a track limits issue, which doesn't completely surprise me. Well, yeah, we've seen quite a lot of road that might not be race circuit used up there. Hatchett's hairpin, and there we see the board as the top two go absolutely side by side. Ryan Garrett on the inside takes the lead back up towards Hatchett's on lap number 9, but West brakes desperately late. Well, is he going to hold on to it? His nose is in front, but he's not got the line for Spitfires. He will have the line for DeBenny. He's on the grass, though, coming out of Spitfires, but nevertheless, Martin West is back into the lead. So Garrett back down to second, and then it's Royce Senard in third. So quite a remarkable few moments there, but West, after losing the lead, got it back straight away pretty much with a fantastic late break in move into the Hatchett's hairpin. Behind they were side by side between Cole Roussenard and Paul Clark as West runs out wide sideways. Roussenard's come out ahead of Clark. Then Tom Parker is there in 5th, not far ahead of Rob Hardy and David Martin. But for the lead through Carter's Curve, Garrett goes through round the outside to get himself up ahead of Martin West. Into Honda Curve they come. 12 minutes of this race has gone. West is sideways
as they come up across the line.
And take the checkered flag. So that was the last lap of the race, and that was therefore a very important part of the circuit to be leading at. Ryan Garrett takes the win by 16/100ths of a second from Martin West in second place, Carl Roussillon in third position. All very close indeed. The top 5 covered by 1.47 seconds, the top 6 by, or the top 7 by just a smidgen over 2 seconds, 2.01 seconds covering the first 7 cars there. Ryan Garrett then taking his first win in the Demon Tweeks Yokohama Locost Championship. Martin West second, Roussillon third, Clark fourth, Parker fifth, Hardy sixth, David Martin seventh, Daniel Garrett 8th, Rob Upsey 9th and Glenn Boyd 10th. A few drivers, I think, getting their best results there.
Yeah, well, certainly for Ryan Garrett, his first win. Before this weekend, his best result this season was a 10th.
Wow.
And he got a second in the wet race and the dry race this morning. And then he got that win with that toe-in move around the outside through Carter's curve on the final lap of the race. Where his brother yesterday chucked it away on the last lap, today Ryan takes the win.
He does indeed. Let's get confirmation of those results then. And it is Ryan Garrett, the winner, this time by 0.16 seconds in the number 99 car from 94, Martin West in second, 84, Carl Roussillon in third, then 82, Paul Clark fourth. Tom Parker was fifth in number 79, ahead of Rob Hardy, number 38. And it was David Martin and Daniel Garrett, 7th and 8th. Rob Upsey, number 73, was 9th, and Glenn Boyer, 10th in number 33. William Wright in number 9 was 11th, ahead of Ian Hardy. Brad Horsnell, number 58, took 13th position. Todd Boucher, 69, was 14th, and 15th was number 57, Daniel was. Then it was Nick Garrett, Tony Mole, Thor Tuller, Jeanette Malpas, and William Ward, Bill Ward. And Craig Land, non-finisher. And the safety car made an appearance again as well. So that's it for the low costs for this weekend. They will continue their season at Snetterton at the end of July, so a little bit of a summer break for them coming up. But it should be a very exciting season now. Probably selfishly a little bit more exciting than it might have been from a championship point of view, with Craig Land failing to finish the 2 races today. Let's head down to the pit lane and Johnny Palmer.
So again, a slightly earlier race finish than most were expecting, but Ryan Garrett, who's been there or thereabouts in the previous 2 races, gets a first win of the season in the Demon Tweeks Yokohama Low Cost Championship. Let's have a word with him, because it feels like this one has been a little bit overdue. Perhaps you've had the pace all weekend.
Yeah, definitely. I'm well chuffed. I just want to thank my brother Dan for setting the car up for me and building an absolutely amazing engine. So all respect goes to Dan, really.
Did you say that you and Dan's cars are brand new for this season?
They are, yes. It's been since this is a new car for this meeting. It's the same chassis, but the 3-week off period, we completely rebuilt the car from start to finish. New roll cage, new engine, new gearbox, axle, you name it, it's got it, and it's just gone to pay. So I'm well happy.
And I think 3 times on the podium this weekend.
That's a first for me. So it is, yeah.
But what about Dan's luck? Because it seems like he's had similar pace to you, but just can't buy a break.
With me, unfortunately, he had a little bit of a collision with Carl in the second race. Racing's racing. We're all friends at the end of the day. So, yeah, it's a shame, but I'm sure we're at Snetterton next. I'm sure he'll be up here with me. That's the plan anyway. Good
stuff. Well, yes, it's always great to see you door handle to door handle, 2 brothers. Congratulations on the race win. We've missed Martin West entirely. He was a little bit outspoken at the end of the previous race, you may remember. What I've forgotten to do, I'm holding this all the time. Well overdue. Congratulations, Ryan. And let's have a word with Carl Roussillon, because you, again, were in the right place at the right time. These races, they're supposed to run to 15 minutes, but who knows how long they're going to last.
Yeah, that's it. And so you've got to take your opportunities when they come. And I managed to find my way to the lead, but it's so close to the front, and it's very, very choppy change. Everybody's multiple positions in one lap, but I've got to say the car was absolutely bob on. So a big thanks to Rob at RPN Racing and to my dad for setting it up, and to Pete Hatfield, who built the engine. So absolutely brilliant. We're really chuffed for the weekend.
Nice to have most of the cars in one piece this time as well. I think a few words were said maybe after the second race, but
the second race wasn't as fun because there was too much contact and things, but that was a better race. So yeah, I'm very happy. Thank you.
Very well done. Third place, Carl Roussillon, and next, now on a green flag lap, third and final time for the Tagiwa Type R Trophy.